whatever you do, stick and move. Stick and move. Don't stand in front of that man. Do not stand in front of my man.
I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul have in all this, but you know he's gonna be a lot quicker. And if he stay close to Mike,
How about Jake? What do you think of Jake?
Clown. Would you look at it as a joke if your team was like, yo, we want you to fight Jake Paul? Would you be like, come on, man?
I laugh at him.
Did you ever do a fight like that?
I feel as though in my career I can't do that right now.
Stephen A. Smith ripped into Gervonta "Tank" Davis on live TV, saying he should be ashamed of himself. With his usual fiery style, Smith blasted Davis for agreeing to fight Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer. He called the fight a joke, more about attention than real boxing. Smith slammed it as a circus act, accusing Davis of selling out the sport just for fame and money. It was one of Smith's angriest rants yet, and he didn't hold back, saying this fight isn't something to cheer for, it's something to criticize.
Steven, I wanted you to come on the show to tell me that you think I'm a great boxer.
I think you're a damn good boxer with a lot of potential. And I got one problem with you, and I told you this already. You are skilled. You cannot be going in the ring beating up on dudes that you know don't box. You can't have a basketball player, UFC fighters. No, they strike. They don't box. There's a difference. They're not on your level.
As we all know, as a competitive sport boxing fan, this is nonsense. It doesn't make any sense for the sport, for Tank as a world champion fighting Jake Paul, as Jake Paul trying to become a world champion fighting Tank. None of that makes sense. Business-wise, this thing's gonna blow up. So let's see about the business of this thing. Let's see what the narrative is for this fight. Because again, I think Jake's gonna come in there and try to knock Tank Davis out. And if Tank's not taking him seriously, believe it or not, that potentially could happen. And I'll explain why. The breakdown, let's go.
Stephen A. Smith pointed out the huge difference in size and experience between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis, stressing that Paul weighs over 200 pounds, while Davis fights at just 135. He questioned whether this kind of crossover circus hurts boxing's image, warning that too many stunts like this could turn the sport into a joke. Smith also weighed in on the controversial majority draw between Davis and Lamont Roach back in March. He stood firmly behind Davis, saying his strong record speaks for itself and that any criticism was nonsense. According to Smith, Davis showed real champion mentality by not backing down from the controversy and immediately agreeing to a rematch, proof that he's not afraid to silence the doubters and prove he still runs the division.
I can't buy the hype at this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. But 57 years old is 57 years old. And 57 years old and formally walking into a UFC fight as an audience member, as a patron with a cane, it's hard to me believe a year later that you're going to be in any condition to really fight. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. And if you're Jake Paul, here's what I want to say to you. It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you, and you want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer / fighter, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody? Pretty please with sugar on top. I'm interested. Gervonta Davis might be every bit as box office as Maverick himself. As exciting, as electric. Because this dude performs every time out, y'all. Wherever Davis goes, wherever he fights, fans justifiably follow. He's that special. And Davis is without a doubt one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now. Don't you even doubt it.
Stephen A. Smith went as far as ranking Gervonta "Tank" Davis among the top 3 boxers in the world, praising his power, skill, and ability to knock opponents out cold. Davis is a world-class champion with real boxing credentials. Jake Paul, on the other hand, is still mostly known as a YouTuber who dipped into boxing from the entertainment world. Smith argued that a fighter of Tank's caliber has no business stepping into the ring with someone so far beneath him. He warned that taking this fight could seriously damage Davis's reputation. In Smith's words, the matchup is a complete mismatch. And exactly why he said Tank should be ashamed of himself.
The world to recognize. This is one of the top 5 fighters on the planet. He might be top 3.
Yeah.
You can make a legitimate argument for him being 3, 1, or whatever. Frank Martin, props to him, came into the fight 18-0, 12 knockouts. Clearly did not have the power to keep Gervonta Davis from stalking him from opening tap. That's what he did. He stalked him and stalked him and stalked him. Okay? Frank Martin caught him with some good shots. Gervonta Davis kept coming. So he can punch. He's a knockout artist. He can box. He's not given enough credit for it. Okay? He closes. He finishes. Once he smells blood, he's like a shark in blood-infested waters, Molly. He will finish you.
Yep.
Okay? And by the way, he is an elite boxer. And so the time has come for this man.
Stephen A. expressed strong disapproval for the trending mismatched exhibition bouts, including Paul versus Mike Tyson, saying Paul was saddened and even disgusted, calling out the mismatch more bluntly. He emphasized the need for Paul to get in the ring with real competition, not former athletes or stars past their prime. Despite his criticisms, Stephen A. did acknowledge Paul's promotional flair and the attention he brings to the sport. But he made clear that building credibility requires facing legitimate contemporary boxing talent.
Jake Paul is a professional. At some point in time, I don't give a damn if it's a light heavyweight. Better BF, Bivol, a super middleweight, Canelo, Mexican Monster, David Benavidez, somebody that actually has a reputation. The time has come for Jake Paul to step into the ring with a cat who actually boxes for a living and give us that fight. I appreciate the fact of him promoting. I appreciate him having the cachet as a former YouTuber turned boxer. I like Jake Paul. I respect Jake Paul. I'm just saying, because I like him and because I respect him, I want to see him in the ring. And I don't want to hear, I know his numbers are better, but then he gonna say, I don't need Canelo. Canelo needs me. Well, wait a minute. It ain't just about popularity, bro.
People keep saying, yeah, bro, it only takes one good punch. Sure, if both fighters are around the same size. But in this case, there's a 60 to 70 pound difference between them. No one seems to consider basic physics. Jake Paul gets hit in the face by 200-pound men throwing full power shots every week. A punch from a 135-pound fighter just doesn't have the same impact. If you think back to the Mayweather versus Conor McGregor fight, Conor walks around at 180 pounds and stands about 5 feet 9 inches. Even then, Mayweather waited until Conor got tired before taking control. This isn't just about skill, it's about size, weight, and power.
Right. Jake Paul responds to Gervonta Davis call out and absolutely takes the moment and the opportunity to clown Gervonta Davis's height in the sport of boxing. And he says here, is there a height limit in the sport of boxing? This is where Jake Paul says, and his team, Gervonta Davis needs me. We don't need Gervonta Davis. Let's listen here.
Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down.
I don't know if Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
Boxing isn't a circus. It's a sport that deserves respect. If we keep blurring the line between entertainment and real competition, we all lose. For more unfiltered takes and real talk on the fight game, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.